Hey guys, this is Kai Ravendale here. Yeah, I'm using that old intro for why not? Why not? Bring back some nostalgic cringe from back in the day when I first did this video that you guys see here. Now, I'm actually doing a bit of a remake of my beginner mask collecting guide. However, that was a very horrible title. And this video did not do well as I thought. Yes, it did get 57 views, and at the time that was pretty big for my channel. But I figured this video needed a bit of a touch-up and definitely needed to be redone. So what made me originally want to make a video like this was truthfully, I wasn't the biggest fan of how when a newbie were to ask a question like in the michaelmyers.net Facebook group, and they would just put, what is the best H1 Michael Myers mask? Well, everyone and their cousin would just throw out their opinions, and that's why I decided to make this. But I didn't like the end product. If you guys watched the video itself, I used Cam Studio, which I don't use it anymore. I now use OBS. I forgot my reasoning on why I was using Cam Studio at the time. Gosh, I've been using OBS for so very long that I forget why I use Cam Studio. It's like, what is this? Late 2000s YouTube? But before we get started here, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that bell button. This video will also be going up on the DDC channel as well. So look forward to watching it again on there. But yeah, I wanted to make this to help out people that have an interest in getting into the mask collecting community. And so let's get started here. Now, a disclaimer. I can tell you which masks I prefer for each franchise, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to decide. It's up to what you think is the best mask. There are some people in the Myers mask community that thinks KH masks are the best movie-accurate Myers mask, while me, I think they're good, but I personally prefer other masks, like Nico's Art Gallery, which I do have one of his H1 Myers masks. It's the 75K special. I believe it's called the Castle 75K special, if I remember correctly, from the inside of the mask. Secondly, I am mainly making this for myself and for anyone that is interested in getting into this amazing community. Now, I'm only going to be focusing on the Myers mask community because I have more knowledge with this than I do, plus the Texas Chainsaw Massacre community. And I have a little bit of knowledge with the Jason Voorhees Hawk community as well. If you are looking for a Freddy glove or a silicone Freddy mask, I might be able to help you, but at the end of the day, you might have to search on your own. So let's get started. So you've been a fan of horror maybe for a couple years, maybe even longer. Maybe you've been into it since you were a kid, and you start seeing these amazing masks, these very borderline and actually not even borderline, straight up movie accurate masks that you could not buy at your local Walmart or Kmart or Party City, stores like that, your typical chain stores. And you go, gosh, I want to get into this. How do I get into this? And then you search up Michael Myers mask, and you get the typical stuff. And maybe you asked questions in a YouTube comments section. Well, you newbies don't have to do that anymore with this video. So, the one place I recommend if you want to get a good grasp of all the masks that you can currently get for Michael Myers is michaelmyers.net. They have a dedicated gallery for a lot of the replicas. So, like, if you want, again, a Halloween 1, they have a lot of mask makers in here. It's pretty detailed. Like, this freaking gallery is amazing. So, like, a good, like Ken Hertling. If I'm saying his name wrong, I apologize. If you think that his masks are great, well, good luck. Good luck. Although, actually, getting a look at these actually look pretty freaking good. I guess my opinion has changed about these. But good luck trying to get one of his masks. They are very rare and they are very sought after. And as you can see, some of these masks can range pretty freaking expensive. So, if you want to risk paying this much for one of his masks, that's up to you. I'm not going to be telling you what to do with your money. But yeah, this is a great resource. The first 2 movies has 3 pages. And speaking of NAG, here we go. So, I believe the one I have is actually this one, actually. This mask is the mask that I currently own. I could be wrong, but I know that I have a 75K. And I know which one it is. I just gotta... Oh boy, here we go again. But this guy has been doing it for a long time. And I truly recommend, if you guys want a replica Meyer mask, definitely go with NAG. He has great customer service. He's very easy to work with. His turnaround time was pretty fast. Originally he said 6 months, but I actually waited 7 months, which I didn't mind. It was going to be worth the wait, and it was. And then, of course, Night Owl, which I've heard stuff about how basically, unfortunately, his masks, at least the finishing and the hair work, I guess, have went down in quality. Now, I haven't really been up to date with Night Owl Productions for a long time, so I don't really know if he has started to make his masks a lot better finish-wise or hair-wise, and even if you do decide to go with the Night Owl Creep or get it configured to be a Halloween 2, you can easily just ask for a blank and then have it get sent to someone to finish the mask and hair for you if you don't want to risk a bad paint or hair job. And there's a reason why I brought him up. He is actually one of the founders of Trickery Studios, which is why I have Tots up. But yeah, this side is a good go-to. Like I said, so many pictures. You know, if you are a fan of the H6, they have pictures for Halloween 6 replicas. You know, Halloween 5, H2O, Resurrection, Rob Zombie, Halloween 1 and 2, and I guess even Halloween 2018. So, yeah. You know, you have a lot of great options of Myers masks. Great, like so many different ones you can choose from. Which is why I said that I can recommend you a mask maker, but it's up to you to decide if his work speaks to you. For me, I like Nico's Art Gallery. I've always liked his masks. And I will say this, especially when it's paired up with a mask painter and, yeah, a mask painter known as James Carter. It's a perfect combination. However, with James Carter, you do have to wait a long time to get your mask done. I don't know how long his wait list is now, but last time I heard it was about 5 years. And I'm sorry, but I'm not waiting 5 years for a mask. You know, I can easily get someone that can do just as good as a job. And I might wait at least like a year or 2 years at best. But that's my choice. If you want to wait 5 years, that's up to you. Again, I'm not going to sit here and lecture you guys about why you shouldn't go with James Carter if you want to get a mask painted. That is your choice. But at the end of the day, James Carter's paint job speaks for itself. It is a great paint job. It's just I am a very impatient person. So, now, the next place you can go to, if you at least want to get your feet wet a little, if you don't, if you're not sure if this is going to be a long time investment for you, then go with Trickery Studios. As much as I dislike a lot of the stuff that they do, because of how, because of the fact that I'm not the biggest fan of how they used to do photos on here. Which it seems they've gotten better with their photos. Maybe. Because these now look like the actual masks that you will actually get. Unless I'm blind and I just haven't been a part of this for so very long. Actually, you know what? No, these are the same pictures. But this looks identical to a mask that you will get. Okay, never mind. They have not made the pictures better. My apologies. So, as you all can see, I don't like to mention Treasury Studios at all. They do make some great stuff, and I do think that their masks are a big step up from what we had with Ruby's. However, like I mentioned before in some rant videos that I used to do, keep in mind this is my opinion. I'm not saying to not go with Trickery Studios, and I'm not saying to go with them for your first mask. It is up to you. You know, they would put these nice pictures up of masks, and when you get the masks, it doesn't look anything like the finished photo. And probably the biggest thing that actually caused a bit of a controversy was when they did the old lady mask from the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That caused quite a stir. That angered a lot of people. And I believe, if I recall, I think that was like, if I remember correctly, the aftermath of that, they actually changed the picture on the website. It angered a lot of people, paying customers. But like I said, the one thing I will give to them is that they do amazing stuff, and I'm not going to sit here and complain about Trickery Studios when there's probably a lot of new mask collectors that probably got, yeah, this infamous photo right here. This is the one that they changed. But you know, it's like with Ruben. I'm sorry for going on a bit of a Tots rant. Oh, my apologies. That was my subscriber count. My apologies. But, you know, I don't want to go on a full-on Trickery Studios rant. But, oh my god. I'm not the biggest fan of the owner, Chris Zeffiro, at all. I'm not the biggest fan of him. He has complained to paying customers. He has also even replied to one of my complaints once, and I just didn't bother because it's like, dude, it's okay. It's okay to have criticism about your company. Every company gets it. Rubies, which is the worst mask makers on the planet, at least they're honest about what you get than you guys, and that's saying something. Now, again, this is not a Trickery Studios rant video, and I do understand these masks are $60. I just can't help but to get that rant out of the way. Anyways, getting back on topic here, you know, I do think their masks are a great starting point for new mask collectors. They do sell a H1, but the eye cuts are wrong. They are wrong. I think they're using the creep sculpt for this. You're better off getting someone painting this and hairing this. And you know what? Let me look this up here. Tots H1 mask overhaul. Okay, look at a mask done by Handy Boy Studios. This looks amazing now. It really does look pretty good. The sculpt is there. And pretty much people have always said when you buy Trickery Studios masks, you are basically buying a blank. Because most people take these masks and get someone to repaint them and rehair them. Which is something that you guys might want to consider. However, the price you may pay for them, you could actually get a freaking independent made mask. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. But the one thing I do like about Treasury Studios is the fact that they do have, they have started doing figures now. And I'm waiting for them to announce pre-orders for their Texas Chainsaw Massacres ones. And I actually do plan on getting all their Halloween ones too. Thought they had a Halloween 2 one. Guess they don't yet. Huh. But yeah, been recording for about 19 minutes. This is definitely a lot longer than the first one I did. Now, the two other places you can go to for your masks is eBay. You know, I have this up all the time, and they actually have some listings here. Um, but again, if you want to go with eBay, that's completely up to you. Um, Now with this one, you are paying for a bus, so maybe this is a way you can, if you want to pay this much for a bus with a with a mask already part of it, then that's another thing you can do, because masks, creating busts are actually pretty popular in the horror community. And actually, there is something I actually have an idea for. Is I want to get Nag to actually paint up a H1 mask with the Rob Zombie scars and paint job. I think that would look great, because I do like both the 1978 movie and the Rob Zombie one. So that's another option you can go with is eBay, but do it at your own. Actually, is this? Yeah, this is a James Carter one, and as you can see, James Carter does a great job. But I like the paint job that that Nichols did on mine, so that's why I didn't feel the need to wait 5 years for James Carter. Now the last one is only if you have a Facebook account. There are groups that do sell and buy masks, but again, much like eBay, I would rather have you take your time to really think on which mask you want from which franchise. You don't have to go with Halloween. You can go with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You can go with Friday the 13th. You can go with Nightmare on Elm Street. There are many, avenues that you can go with. So, yeah, I think I covered everything. Oh yeah, one other thing. When you do finally decide to buy your mask, don't waste the mask maker's time, or else people will spread your name around and let other mask makers know. If you come to them and you have already shown that you wasted their time, that's a good way to get your reputation muddied. And also be careful of mask makers that are also scammers. That's why I mentioned Nag, because he does a great job. You have there are so many great people that make Myers masks. Handy Boy Studios, another great one. At the end of the day, it's up to you to decide. But make sure that you're serious about buying a mask if you do go for the independent route first. Now, in my opinion, you should. Trickery Studios masks are not made to last. They are that. They are meant to, you buy it, then you wear it for Halloween, and then you toss it in a box, you throw it in your closet, and you forget about it. Maybe one of these days, maybe on the DDC channel, I might do like a full-on Tots rant, maybe. But anyways, you guys, I hope you all enjoy this new edition of this. I think I did a lot better this time. So with that said, I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Later, guys.